When you think of nuts growing, you likely picture them high up in trees, but peanuts are different. Botanically, they are legumes, closer relatives to peas and lentils, and they follow a rare reproductive path. They flower above the ground, but bury their own seeds back into the earth to grow. Over the next 150 days, a single raw seed can complete this entire journey. With a standard container and a sunny window, you can guide the plant from germination to a fully cured home harvest. Starting this project requires 3 specific components: raw, unroasted seeds, a container at least 12 inches deep, and a loose growing medium of sand, soil, and compost. Successfully cultivating peanuts at home relies on facilitating the transition from an above-ground flower to an underground pod. Understanding this specific botanical cycle is what ensures a reliable yield. Step 1 is seed preparation. Seed selection is the most common point of failure for beginners. Roasted or salted peanuts from the grocery store have been exposed to high heat, which sterilizes the embryo. If planted, they will simply rot. You must use raw, unroasted peanuts. When cracking the raw shells, handle the seeds with care. The goal is to extract the peanut while keeping the thin, papery red skin entirely intact. This skin is a biological necessity. It acts as a protective barrier, defending the seed against soil-borne fungi and bacteria during the early stages of germination. You can trigger the embryo to wake up by pre-sprouting the seeds. Soak them in room-temperature water or place them inside a damp paper towel for 8 to 12 hours before planting. Step 2 involves mixing the soil and planting. Because peanuts develop underground, they require a pot at least 12 inches deep and wide with clear drainage holes. This provides the physical space necessary for both root expansion and pod development. Use a 1:1:1 soil recipe, equal parts organic compost, potting soil, and coarse sand or perlite. Plant your pre-soaked seeds 1.5 inches deep. If you are using a wide container, space multiple seeds at least 4 inches apart and water them lightly to settle the soil. This fluffy, highly aerated mixture does more than support the roots. It provides the low-resistance environment the plant requires to physically bury its fruit later in the season. Step 3 is care and flowering. In warm conditions, the first shoots should emerge within 7 to 10 days. Once they appear, the plants need at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily to maintain sturdy stems. Monitor the soil moisture closely. While the plants need water, overly saturated soil can easily suffocate a young root system. Check the top inch of soil with your finger before adding more. Around day 40, the plant will take on a bushy shape and produce small yellow buds. These flowers look like sweet pea blossoms and typically emerge near the lower joints of the stems. These flowers are self-pollinating. Each one contains the male and female parts required to fertilize itself, a process the plant completes in a single morning without the need for wind or insects. Step 4 is facilitating the pegs. Once a flower is fertilized, it withers, producing a downward-pointing shoot called a peg. Gravity drives it toward the earth, where the hard-capped tip protecting the embryo physically pushes 2 inches into the soil. To assist this process, you must manually loosen the top layer of dirt around the base of the plant. Keeping this surface soft is a critical maintenance step. If the soil forms a hard crust, the pegs will fail to penetrate the surface and simply wither. This is the primary reason a grower might end up with a healthy green bush, but no actual peanuts. Once the tip of the peg is underground, it turns horizontally and begins absorbing nutrients from the surrounding soil. Over the next several weeks, the embryo swells into the textured, woody shell of a mature peanut. This maturation phase lasts 2 to 3 months. Above the ground, the plant will remain green and bushy. Your only responsibility during this time is to maintain consistent soil moisture. Step 5 is the harvest. By day 130 to 150, the plant will show signs of readiness. The leaves will turn a pale yellow, and the stems will lose their vigor, leaning over toward the edges of the pot. Avoid the common mistake of pulling the plant straight out by the stems. This tension often tears the pods away from the roots, leaving your harvest lost in the dirt. Instead, use a trowel to loosen the soil around the perimeter of the container. Grasp the plant firmly at the base and lift the entire root system at once to bring the peanuts to the surface. Success in this project comes down to patience during the invisible underground phase and a careful physical extraction at the end of the season. Freshly harvested peanuts are soft and retain significant moisture. They must be cured to develop their flavor and become shelf-stable. Shake off the excess soil and hang the entire plant upside down in a warm, dry, and well-ventilated space. Keep them out of direct sunlight for approximately 2 weeks. The peanuts are ready when the shells feel paper dry, and the seeds rattle slightly when the pod is shaken. Once cured, the pods can be removed from the vines to be roasted, boiled, or saved as raw seeds for the following year. This container-grown project provides a high-quality home harvest alongside a direct look at one of the most uniquely evolved reproductive cycles in the plant kingdom.